Welcome everyone, welcome to Paint Club. Joined once again, TheCornishKnight. Fine gentlemen. I have had a haircut. Do not be alarmed, it's fine, I'm still the same bullet. Just a bit lighter on the head. I have a sheep mug. The mug is here. It's balmy. Bar. And I'm going to be painting the Ghostkeel. My Ghostkeel suit, which has a loose flap, which sort of stays open, and it... Oh wow, that camera is fuzzy as fuck. I'm going to need to do something about that. Allow me to open my controls. And then I can manually do things. There you go. A loose flap. And if you open the head bit as well, you can see the pilot inside. There he is.
And I'm back.
Tow boy.
Cow.
Yes. So it's a big stealth suit today. Well, not a stealth suit. It's a big suit. It's a non-stealth suit. You're seeing this one coming.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I'm painting today. What are you painting?
I am doing a bit of a build and paint stream today.
Nice.
Because I have assembled one half of a field ordnance battery. The stuff I undercoated before we started today was the last 4 shock troopers of a 10-man shock troop.
Nice.
So when those 4 are painted, that's the infantry component of the combat patrol I've got finished. And then I've also got one half of the field ordnance battery to paint, and then the other half to assemble.
Nice. I'm currently just using a bit of super glue to try and bend this plastic, like force it basically. It's bent it the wrong way, and it won't fit in where it's supposed to fit. So I'm basically using a bit of super glue to force it into the crevice it needs to go into. And I'm enjoying the fact that I've got Kate Sif's theme on right now.
Got what now?
Kate Sif's theme from Final Fantasy VII. Good times. And I am having to hold this in place the whole time because... Yeah, otherwise it won't stay.
It's always fun when you have to do. It's always fun when you have to do that with the model, when you just kind of sit there and you're like, "Well, I can't move for the next 5 minutes."
Yeah. Have you seen me haircut?
I have not. No.
Oh, it's on tiny cam on my stream, but I'll show you on big cam in a minute. Also got.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can see. I've got your stream open as well. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. I've been told I have a Superman flick and also had a Hitler sort of side parting. I've been told both things, so both good and bad.
Those are 2 very different ends of the moral spectrum, aren't they?
They are.
Superman.
Unless you're in
and funny mustache toothbrush.
Yeah, unless you're in the alternate timeline, Superman. There was actually a Nazi Superman comic, isn't there? Where he spawns in the Third Reich and becomes Hitler's sort of super soldier.
Oh, he goes full Ubermensch.
Pretty much, yeah. I need to cough really badly, and I can't mute myself on your stream, sorry. Oh, there we go, it's better.
I also have a bunch of Lego I need to put together.
Ooh, Lego. A Lego stream.
Yeah. I got a 3-in-1 box out of a service station, of all things. On my way. So last weekend I went to an event called What's Your Game?
Yeah.
And what it is that it's a LARP equipment, or LARP kit kind of thing. And I picked up some really cool stuff.
Nice.
So I've got like those like ye old medieval torches.
Oh yeah, the sconces.
It's one of those that you hold. You don't mount it somewhere. It's one of those that you hold, and it's like all LARP weapons and stuff like that are made of foam and latex, and most of them have what's called a core inside.
Yeah.
which would either be fiberglass or carbon fiber.
And I know from experience that that hurts if you get hit by it hard enough.
Yeah. Well, the thing with new weapons is that you do need to hit people with them in order to soften them. So the more you hit people with them, the softer they get. But there are two types of LUT weapons. There are what's known as coreless or stab safe.
Okay.
And non-coreless or stab safe.
Yes.
So I've got 2 daggers, an axe, a big 2-handed sword, and a little 1-handed sword, and they are all cored.
Okay. So no stabbing.
I can slash with all of them. I cannot stab. It is unsafe for me to stab with them. This torch, however, has no core.
Stab with the torch.
Oh no, it's great, because if it's coreless, it means I can throw it at people. So I've got like a almost 2 foot long LARP safe torch that I can stab people with should the
need arise.
The necessity arise, and if need be, throw it at people.
Excellent.
And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really good. I went in thinking, I'm only going to get a dagger, like maybe, or maybe a holster or a scabbard for it, and I walked out with a lot more. But that torch was actually the first thing I bought.
Nice.
Just because it was so different to anything else I'd seen.
Yeah, you can go full cleric now.
I'm having that.
You're full cleric now. With your torch, and you can illuminate and eliminate at the same time.
Yes. Well, the character I play is a mercenary, so it's more of a anything that comes to hand that I can hit people with. Nice. I will hit them with. Right. Are these still labeled? Where are they still labeled C1? Yes.
I really need to filter this fucking playlist, god damn it. Scare.
What was it then?
It was just one of the ambient songs in one of the Final Fantasy VII spin-offs. So, you're like, no, I want something a bit more epic, please.
I've just got the Scandroid artist playing.
Nice.
On Pretzel Rocks.
I've got some Devil May Cry 5 now, which actually is a game I've not played yet. I own it twice, but I've not played it yet. Because I keep telling myself, I'm going to stream that, but then I tell myself, if I do that, I'm going to need to stream all of the Devil May Cry games. And then I played through number 1 and realised, this is going to be hard. I might need to take a break between them. They are difficult games.
Yeah, I also got the distinct impression that the guy who directed them kept thinking, because I watched somebody play, I think it was either 3 or 4, I can't remember who. You bring White over here. Oh, there we go. Obviously, just right at the autofocus, that was smart. I forgot about that. But then again, it wouldn't be one of my streams if I didn't forget something somewhat vital.
Of course.
It's fob off autofocus.
You know, paying customers come in for consistent experience, so you don't want to become too competent all of a sudden.
I know. If I become competent, either I've been medicated, or God has decided that that he needs to lower my difficulty level.
Sometimes I have streams where I'm oddly competent, and then people come in and start throwing challenges my way, like the gummies and the shades.
He's doing too well.
Yes, we cannot have this. We cannot have this. There's unacceptable levels of competence.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I actually need to do for another project.
What do you need to do?
So I have a field ordnance battery that's already assembled and painted, but it's only the gun, it's not the crew.
Oh yeah. need the boys.
Yeah, but I kit bashed a couple of lads just from random gubbins I had. But at that point, I'd pretty much ran out of torsos and legs, as you do.
Yeah.
So I was literally using a couple of bits, and I put them together and I set them to one side. And I keep looking at them like, nah, these are shit. These are terrible kit bashes. There's not really much I can do to improve them because they were already like existing models that I put together and then sort of carefully broke apart.
Yeah.
So I can't really break them apart again without ruining plastic beyond repair. So I picked up a box of Age of Sigmar Free Guild steel helms.
Okay.
And I've made one dude. Who is so?
Oh, there he is.
The torso and legs are Free Guild. The head, I think, is either Free Guild or just a random unhelmeted Cadian head.
Yes.
The servo skull is from the Militarum Tempestus, and the backpack is actually from the old Catachan box.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the box casters for the Catachans are very sort of like Vietnam era radios. Yeah. Which I quite like because I get a little bit bored of the vox casters that look like that.
Yeah,
sort of weird,
very
loud
uniform.
hailer and yeah. It's sort of the one thing I don't like about the new kits is that there isn't really a lot of room for improvisation.
There's a lot of standard equipment in there, standard issue.
Yeah, there's that, but like just the kits themselves, like it can be a little bit hard to sort of customize them to make them look and feel a bit more unique.
Yeah. Hello. In your chat, Cornish, Hextred has joined us. Welcome in.
Hey, Hextred. I am not. I have the new Krieg box, but I'm finishing my existing projects before I assemble it.
How dare you break tradition and finish something without going on to something exciting and new?
Well, the thing is that I also have a Rogel Dawn that I need to put together, which is a Christmas present from a friend.
I got one of them.
And but the pile of shit. I know. To be honest, I'm kind of, I'm not looking forward to the horses. I've got to say that much. Not so much assembly, but definitely painting.
I'm very proud of how small my pile of shame is.
Yeah.
My pile of shame is literally most of the combat patrol for the Tau, a Rogel Dawn, and like I think like 4 dudes left on me Space Marines.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, I might have bought in a group of intercessors actually, but I can't remember. So if I don't remember, it doesn't exist.
But I've built all my pile of shame. It doesn't feel right. I know. I did have a moment last year where I had 0 pile of shame.
Oof.
Just because I didn't have. I just like stuff kept cropping up, and I just didn't have the money to buy anymore. So I did a conversion project, which was my Feudal World Guard, which involved me taking the old conscript squad that you used to have to kit bash in 4th edition. And what am I after? These. And put them. Brain. What was I saying?
You were talking about when you were out of stuff, so you didn't have any pile, but you were doing some conversion projects.
Yes, for the Feudal World.
Nice.
And so I built a conscript squad like years ago. I don't want to paint it at the moment. I'm halfway through my Stormcast. Just started the Night Haunt and slowly building Heresy World Years. Nice.
I'm scooching towards the camera because I'm starting to paint off camera, and that is unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. What are you doing?
How very dare I? Let's get the thing in focus. There it is. There it is. Yeah, how did that go? The building project.
It went really well.
Nice.
But the idea behind the project was, can I build the equivalent of a combat patrol without spending any money.
Dang.
And on the spending money bit, I failed.
Oh, okay. Did
But
you
I spent less.
some?
I spent significantly less than what a combat patrol would have cost.
Nice. It's not bad at all.
So yeah, I spent about 65 quid instead of 100 for a new combat patrol.
Oh yeah,
so it wasn't
you're
too
talking
bad.
the prices that Games Workshop charge. I always go on the websites that give you like a flat 20% off.
Yeah, I do need to do that more often, to be fair.
I think what is it? It's Wayland Games, I think it's called. I use at the moment.
Oh yeah.
I also have used eBay a couple of times, and I got official models. I got a Tau Riptide Battlesuit. It was, and I can't remember how much it's supposed to be, but I got it for £15 on eBay, and it was brand
Jesus.
new, inbox sealed, and it was actually from the Argos down the road. I don't know why, but they've started. Well, they started at the time selling like stuff they couldn't sell in shop on eBay, and just like discounting it heavily. So it's always worth looking at your local Argos shop on eBay and seeing if they've got stuff that they can't be arsed selling.
Yeah. Give that a go,
£15 for a Riptide. I thought that was a great deal. Not Riptide. The little one. No, little one. Broadside?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Broadside, the one with the big cannon. That's dead nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them now, I think. Very nice models.
Albeit, I could probably flog my night holds out in a weekend. A really simple scheme. You only have guards, armies, and knights. I don't really have a knight army. I have 2 armigers, and that's it.
But, that's a little small force.
Yeah, I've also got exactly 2 Space Marines. That's a Librarian and a Space Marine Captain, both in Terminator armor.
Nice. That is the start of a Marine army.
Yeah, I clearly also don't like myself because I'm doing them in purple, but I'm having to build up from black, which is my primer.
Okay.
There you go. There's my Librarian.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, took a lot of work.
There we go. I had to scooch my camera along because it wasn't catching my face now that I've scooched in.
Yeah, so the plan is at some point to... Well, I do want to take a break from Guard, but I've been doing Guard for so long it feels very weird and very unusual to be painting anything else.
Yeah. This is why I got myself a Xenos army. Because for like a year, all I was painting was Guardsmen, and I got kind of sick of it. I have also got a little bit of Space Marine, but I don't really have the love for the Marines that I do the Guard.
Well, the thing about the Guard is that they are quite literally just, here you go, here is some flak armor, which won't really do much, and here is a lasgun. Go fight the enemy.
Yeah. Here is the human army. It's good.
Yeah. And to be honest, that's what drove me to the Guard.
Yeah.
Was the fact that they were just dudes with, like, lasguns. Because the thing is that everyone looks at the Guard and goes, oh, the Guard, they're terrible. Like,
they're supposed to be.
And frequently yeah, they're supposed to be.
They're the front
line. To be honest, yeah. And to be honest, like, when it comes to how they're portrayed in media and in video games and stuff like that, they were really like that. They were just like, oh, the enemy looks at them and they fall over, kind of thing. And everyone's like, oh, the God are terrible, the God are terrible, the God are terrible. And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, how many Space Marines is 1,000 points? And they go, oh, like 20, depending on how you set them up.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a lie. Not 20, it's more than 20. Like,
I think it's like 4 squads.
40, 50. Yeah, like 40, 50 Marines can make up 1,000 points. And I'm like, cool. I can bring 180, 360, 420. Hang on. Man. Calculator.
He's getting a calculator out. Big numbers.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. So, what did they? I know they changed the points value recently. Yeah. Well, the thing is that surprisingly, guard are fucking up. In terms of win rate.
Yeah.
Like, even though the bear in mind that the latest grand tournament sort of results, because that's where GW pulls their numbers and what means nothing or what doesn't.
Okay.
Are so they don't include the new guard codex because technically it's only just become widely available today.
Okay.
Like I've had my box for about I've had my Krieg box for about 2 weeks, but that was like a pre-order special thing that not everybody got in on. So not everybody's had access to that box. Today, everybody does. I think it's as of midday today, so like less than 2 hours. Was when all the pre-order, all the essentially it got released properly.
Yeah.
And the latest grand tournaments did not account for this new codex because only certain people have it.
Yeah.
They only take into account numbers of codexes that are available to everybody. Mm-hmm. That didn't include the new codex. Guard were 4th.
Not bad.
In the entire, like, in terms of player numbers and win rate, Guard were 4th.
This is good news.
Our 27 armies, I think there are for 40k now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. And it's like, bearing in mind that the codex was nerfed before it even got released. So I expect them to drop down to maybe 12th as people sort of, for like at least their next grand tournament, maybe a bit longer, as people sort of figure out how the guard work with the new codex.
Yeah.
So yeah. Excuse me.
See how that works.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. So for 1,000 points, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This happened last time. Cornish got distracted and didn't paint anything.
Yeah, I know. So in 1,000 points, I can bring 5, 10, 15. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can bring 120 infantry and 15 command point, 15 models worth of command squads. Nice. So 3 command squads of 5. And I still have points left over.
I think my plan for my Tau army is I'm gonna have the Ghostkeel, the Riptide, 3 broadsides, a couple of squads of crisis suits, and a couple of stealth, squads of stealth suits, and that's pretty much it. And Commander Farsight. It's basically going to be a mech army. Oh yeah, I've got Commander Farsight. I think I bought that separately. He didn't come in either of the box sets. But there's another one for the pile of shame.
I'll tell you what though, like I find it like, so you know how GW likes to put out like these really big boxes every now and then?
Yeah.
Like we do at Christmas and whatnot. Some of them I really kind of like the idea of. Some of them I really don't. And I get that they're kind of like for GW at least, they're kind of a budget way to get into your specific army.
Yeah.
But some of them I'm just like, why would you buy this?
Yeah. I can
understand one person, like somebody buying one of them.
Yeah.
Because like the Krieg box comes with a named character.
Yeah.
So obviously you can only have one named character.
Yeah.
So I always found it a little bit weird, because it's just like, why would you spend that amount of money, which is not an insignificant amount of money, on buying like the Inner Circle box for the Dark Angels that was around last Christmas. Or this Christmas just gone. Oh, excuse me.
I mean,
that came with.
What do they come with?
I got. Yeah, I also get the. I also get the whole. Well, I'll buy the kit because I'm getting outside the name character to get all the rest of it for that price is actually pretty good. Like, fair enough.
Yeah. I got both the tile boxes, and it's basically given me the majority of the force, you know.
Yeah.
Although it does give me 2 ethereals, which I'm not happy about. I wish they'd have swapped one of the ethereals out for, you know, Farsight or something. That would have been really good.
Or Shadow Sun.
Yeah, or Shadow Sun, yeah. Anyone but him. Just any other HQ.
Any other HQ other than the ethereal.
Exactly.
Because fuck ethereals, all my homies hate ethereals.
Yeah, I've got one somewhere. I think it's upstairs in the cabinet, but yeah. I'm a bit warm here. This is ridiculous. It's so cold. I'm all of a sudden warm.
It's been weird. Like, one day it'll be freezing, and the next day it'll be warm again.
Okay, I'm going to take this big hoodie off. Or I'm going to go into poncho mode with it, maybe? Yeah, poncho mode. Arms out. Belly out. Let's go. Right. So, what's next? I think I need more black, to be honest. But that'll come together. All the various bits that are painted black. Once the gold and the silver goes on, once the black's finished and the white is finished, it's all good. Then the arms need to go on. I need to find the instruction manual again. Where's the...
So that's for the arms on.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe how long it's been me putting this thing together. Been good 6 to... No, it must be nearly a year since I started putting this together.
Oh, wow.
I took an 8-month break.
I could tell.
Yeah,
Jesus.
It's very dusty. Well, it was very dusty. I've dusted it, but there's still a lot of dust in the crevices, which I need to get rid of. Yeah. But the crevices I'm not currently painting, so it's fine.
That's fair. I need to sit down and sort of figure out what I'm doing with my basilisk or something. Because that is just a repair job. That's not a build project.
I'll tell you what, we'll have a tank repair stream at some point. You can have a go at your basilisk, and I'll have a go at my my Vindicator, which is in a million pieces.
Oh,
I dropped it.
Or something. Oh.
Well, it got pushed off the desk basically, and I was very sad.
Is it one of the old ones with like still metal bits?
No.
Or is it all plastic?
All plastic. It erupted into several thousand pieces.
Oh.
I think I've got them all, but there's no way to tell until I start trying to stick it back together. Let's see what happens. See how many bits are missing. And I've been putting that job off for well over a year because I'm scared to know the answer. How much of it is left? I know there's going to be like one piece of tank tread or something that's missing. And it's going to be that little tiny bit that's like on the front.
Oh yeah, the single one.
Yeah. Oh, that'll annoy me. It'll annoy me greatly. I'll have to like look on eBay for someone like 3D printing individual bits and go, can I have a bit of tank tread, please? Speaking of 3D printing, based on something that you said earlier on, you know how you were saying you got lots of spare bits and you've been trying to like make squads out of it?
Yeah.
What is the... I know there's a rule about like tournaments and that, where you're allowed to have the odd little piece of 3D printing on your models if you want to just customize that sort of thing. like customizable heads, that sort of thing. But as long as
I don't rightly know. Generally speaking, it's like no more than 30% of your army. But I think a lot of places sort of like I wanted some like decent, like really high res shields for like Grey Knights or whatever. They're like, all right, fine, fair enough, you know, because there's only so much detail that GW will put into a kit.
Yeah.
Before they'll start upping the price exponentially.
Yeah.
And a lot because like especially when you look at Space Marines, like what's the difference between a Raven Guard or an Ultramarine or Salamanders or Iron Warriors, not Iron Warriors, Iron Hands, or Imperial Fist or a Crimson Fist Rhino, or vehicle? Nothing apart from the paint scheme. Whereas when it comes to certain armies, say for example, like if you're deciding to build like the first company of each of those chapters, the first company are all veterans. They're all supposed to be like the best of the best, the elite of the elite. Like leadership positions are taken from the first company.
Yeah.
Like chapter masters come from the first company. You know?
Yeah.
So their stuff would look, just a little bit more ornate and a little bit more sort of detailed. You know, to be like, oh, this is like an older variant of the Rhino that we stopped making in like in the 33rd millennium.
Yeah. Do you know what fucks me up? The one chapter that gets all the fucking love with the fucking Space Wolves, man. They got their own fucking dreadnought and everything.
Yeah, but the Space Wolves are special for reason.
Special for mental health reasons, I don't know. Space Wolves go to special schools and everything. Ridiculous.
Oof. Ooh. Alright, we've touched on something that Buller's really salty about. Okay.
I don't know, they're just... Oh, but the Vikings! Oh, shut the fuck up. They're not cool. Like people, it's like people who dressed as goths and they were like, oh, I listen to Marilyn Manson. You listen to 2 songs by Marilyn Manson and you think you're a goth. Go listen to the fucking Cure and come back and talk to me. Oh my god, posers, man! They are the posers of the Space Marines, man. When I'm calling them posers and not the Dark Angels, you know there's a problem.
I will admit that the reference I'm about to use is a very dated reference.
Okay.
Because bear in mind that this was a reference for like the 70s and 80s. But also kind of like peak goth almost.
Okay.
And somebody, I remember talking to somebody, and I was talking to somebody, and they mentioned about their whole sort of goth journey.
Yeah.
And they had just started coming. They just started.
Did you say coming out as a goth?
Not coming out as a goth, but like starting their journey as one, if you will.
I'm sorry, Mum and Dad.
Starting to explore the Mum, Dad, I got something to tell you. I'm a goth. Oh, good. I thought you were going to say you were gay. Well, I am, but
comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, yeah, carry on.
So this person, like, as you do whenever you're exploring a new subculture, you look up anything and everything to do, or at least I do, related to it.
Yeah.
And she had come dressed like a lot more sort of goth than she would normally.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, all right, Susie, where are your banshees? And she looked at me like, what? And I was like, hang on. So you're exploring the goth subculture and you don't know who Susie Sue and the Banshees are? Like, I know who Susie Sue and the Banshees are. And I'm not a goth. And she's like, who are they? And it's like, probably like the most, at least aesthetically, like you know that kind of. I know goth is technically a subculture, but like the subculture of a subculture.
Yeah.
There is a subculture of goth which is I can't remember the exact name of it. It's kind of like in between vampire and romantic.
Oh, right, yeah. Trying to figure it out.
And Susie Sue and the Banshees aesthetically sort of fit really into that in between those two.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I don't know who that is, and I went, okay.
You will find out.
Look up Susie Sue and the Banshees, and you will understand why. And then she messaged me a few weeks later. I was like, I understand the reference now. I was like, okay, good. So yeah, I found out who Susie Sue and the Banshees were, and I was like, yeah, because for some of her like more iconic photo shoots, Susie Sue had like quite messy hair, sort of over exaggerated makeup.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Not quite a dress, not quite a shirt. Kind of like a skirt with leggings, almost.
Yeah.
Boots and like a lacy top, and that's what my friend was wearing.
Oh, right. And she just basically came dressed as her for Halloween.
Well, she just came dressed as Susie Sue without knowing who Susie Sue was, and it's just like, all right, okay.
This is how goths dress, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. That's excellent.
It was, but yeah, I was just like, I'm glad I kind of nudged you a little bit further in. It's like, how the hell do you know that? It's like, one, I'm older than you. Two, my mum was a goth in the 80s. So yeah.
Right.
Like, of course I know, I'm aware of it, and I've done a lot of different exploration of subcultures in order to try and find somewhere where I fit in. Because there is exactly sweet FA to do between the ages of 12 and 17 in the town I grew up in.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky that I grew up quite like pretty much next to Liverpool, so I always had a place to go and look at goths. I was more of a metalhead than a goth. But I also really like techno music or trance music, which is kind of weird for a metalhead.
No, I don't think so.
So I fell really hard into industrial metal.
Okay.
And yeah, Static X and Spineshank and Rammstein.
They're great though.
Yeah, they are.
I think Rammstein in particular sort of is a bit of a weird one because they don't really fit into a single subculture. I think they're quite universal. Like my
one loves the Rammstein, man.
I don't want to say my oldest yeah, I think she might be my oldest stepsister.
Yeah.
My oldest stepsister is
It's what?
I don't want to say chav and mean it as an insult.
Okay.
But that was sort of her aesthetic almost.
Trackies
so, you know,
and
well, not
Adidas.
trackies, but like not trackies.
Okay. That's what Scallies round us wore. The chavs that we had. But go on.
No, it wasn't quite that, but sort of like, you know, large hoop earrings, Burberry kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she absolutely loves Rammstein.
Excellent.
Like so she'll like, I remember like hanging out with her when I was a kid because she became my stepsister when I was like 8 or 9, I think. And she would like invite me and my sister up to her room while she was sort of just doing generic stuff because, you know, she wanted to get to know us and she didn't want it to be in that weird thing where you've just got two families who have just married into each other and there's that awkward stage, especially when, like in me and my sister's case, my mum had primary custody. We saw dad every other weekend.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really a lot of like intermingling between the families, even before my dad and my stepmom got married. So she'd kind of invite me and my sister up to her room.
Yeah.
To sort of get away from, one, her mum, because her mum just sat and watched fucking Corrie and EastEnders all the time.
Oh man.
Which is not fun as a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
And she would have MTV on back when we used to do music.
Yeah.
And it would be R&B, and then she would flick over to a different channel and Rammstein would be playing, and she would just sort of do that sort of head bop thing as you do as you sort of pottering around doing things, but had switched from like Usher to Rammstein.
Nice. I don't know if there's a single person who I know who doesn't at least appreciate Rammstein.
I think it's more because like they've worked very hard on all their projects, because they're still all the original members.
Yeah, and they're still just as, if not more, politically charged than they ever were.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid listening to Rammstein, I didn't understand the political messaging behind it, mainly because you're a kid, you're not really supposed to understand that sort of kind of thing.
Yeah, bang bang, fire fry. Yeah.
Literally, pretty much. Like, obviously, as you grow up and become more sort of aware, more woke, if you will.
Indeed. Awoken.
Because that was sort of the original meaning of woke before it became a cancel culture, right-wing culture war bullshit nonsense. But yeah.
Let's find out which wrong. Come on. There you go. Macquarie 2. Carry on.
Oh. So there are bits and pieces, like, you do understand, or sort of at least interpret things a lot better than you did as a kid. It's why at the time I fucking hated English at school. English literature and English language, because it was just analysing the same goddamn thing for months on fucking end. Like, if I go the rest of my life without having to hear a quote from Romeo and Juliet, The Tempest, or what's the other one?
Hamlet?
No, not Hamlet. We didn't do Hamlet.
Midsummer Night's Dream?
Yeah, that's the one. Midsummer's Night Dream. My head was mixing one of the quotes and Midsummer's Night Dream and coming up with something else. I'm like, that's kind of right, but that's not actually what it was. If I could go the rest of my life not hearing any quotes from those three, or of Mice and Men, I will die a happy man.
Oh, of Mice and Men, yeah, we had to do that one.
The thing is that, like, I spent a lot of my childhood reading a lot, even if I was reading just the same books over and over again.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time reading. So, at least for speed, I was a lot quicker than my classmates. Which made it sort of a bit agonizing when it came to, right, we're going to get people to read aloud from the class now. And you get people who clearly haven't read a book since learning how to read, sort of really struggle over the words.
Yeah.
Like, particularly when it came to understanding, because you know how we got, like, through and thorough?
Yeah.
Which are pretty much the same word, except through has got
one less.
Oh no, sorry. Through as in I'm going through something, and through as in I threw it over there.
Oh yeah.
They sound the same, but they're spelled completely different. But then
you got there, and there.
Having somebody, yeah, and somebody not quite understanding the difference between them because they haven't got the, or at least at the time, they didn't have the comprehension to understand that through and through were pronounced the same but spelled differently and had different meanings. So pronouncing like through as thorough and not quite getting, which as an adult I now understand. Like I understand that public speaking is hard. I mean, hell, look at what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we are completely fucking it up.
Like to some degree, we are in effect public speakers. You know, we have our platform, which is our streams, and we are talking. Fair enough.
Yep. Sorry.
I mean, I agree, but this is not the point I was going with.
Carry on. Yeah, we have our soapboxes.
We have our soapboxes that we talk about things. You know. And I am like having now done this for at least a little while, I can now understand that why, especially standing up and reading in class, was a bit of a ball ache. But as a kid, you don't understand that.
Mm.
Like for me personally, it was just like, oh great, you know, oh so and so is being asked to read out loud. We're going to spend 15 minutes on the same sentence, sort of thing, without sort of realizing that maybe.
Yeah. And it's with age and a bit of experience that we gain the empathy. Look back on that and go, yeah, that was probably shit for him.
Yeah, or you know, yeah, I was a dick. You know. The other thing as well is oh, excuse me.
Carry on.
At the time I didn't appreciate it, but now I do, is that all of, like, as much as I hated those lessons at the time, I also realized that they taught me. I've only sort of really noticed this in the last like a couple years, that they really sort of hammered home the point of media literacy.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of being able to look at something and sort of understand what it's saying, what it means, what, you know, whether or not what it's saying is what it says, or whether or not it's trying to mean something different.
Context is key.
Yeah.
A lot of people still don't get that these days, you know?
Yeah. Also for me, like another big thing that I kind of already had this, but I think those particular English lessons sort of hammered it home for me. Is again with context, is learning what the context is.
Yeah.
Like just saying, oh, somebody's a dick. I'm like, all right, why? And just like, oh, I don't know, it just is. I was like, if you can't provide a reason, then I'm not going to believe you. Like, other people tend to look at that as both sides of them, but I'm like, no, like I want a full and clear picture before I make decisions. It's not difficult, you know, and you should too. You should want the whole picture.
Yeah, so some people are too trusting of information gained from less than reputable sources, and they're not willing to question it because it aligns with the view that they already held. So they're thinking, well, that must be correct then.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, so Trump says there's no climate change. I don't want to believe in climate change, so I'm going to say that Trump is correct.
Or they've even said that anyone who talks about climate change is trying to take away like your big your big fucking 12.8. Yeah, Ford F-150 that, you know, consumes enough oil to make a mass extinction event every bloody hour.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to take away my right to have a Humvee.
Like how you went very, like, grandpa with that at the same time. It was very sort of southern grandpa.
There you go. I aimed for it and got it.
Well done.
There we go. Accents is one of the things I pride myself on attempting on occasion, and sometimes they work.
Speaking of talking of accents,
Oh.
I have been told So, I don't have what's called a Jana accent. Not really. Or at least if I do, it's very subtle.
Okay.
And I have been asked so many times by people who... a good example of this was I was up in London in 2017 for a friend's birthday.
Yeah.
And this was like the first time I'd gone to London in a couple of years, and the last time anyone saw me, I was horrendously unwell. So we were just sat. I'd taken a friend outside of the pub that we were drinking in because he needed a bit of fresh air. If you get my meaning. And we were talking, and this Australian guy came up to us. I was just there, as you do when you've had a few, you just start, have a, conversation with strangers.
Yeah.
They should me do. Where the fuck is that piece? Is that over here? No, it's not. That's weird. And he was like, "Oh, you must be like from two different sides of the country," because the friend who I was speaking to is somebody who appears occasionally in chat. It's a guy called Mako.
Oh yeah.
And we were just like, "Yeah, no, we grew up like less than 100 miles apart from each other." And he's like, "Are you shitting me?" And it's like, "That's fucked." I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" It's like, well, so, like, I was like, I grew up in Devon and Cornwall, and my friend grew up in Gloucester. And it was just like, it was maddening to this Australian that we could have two totally different accents. Because bear in mind, after a couple of pints, like, the Jana really comes out, like, quite badly. And it's just like, I don't like, it's just like, yeah, it's just fucking mad, mate, because like people from Australia, they just sound Australian. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, this dude was saying this as an Australian himself. Yeah.
And
it's like, yeah, they just sound like Australian, like no matter where they are. And Australia's huge. Australia's much bigger than people realise.
it is. It's tremendously sized, but the population is so spread out, I guess, and the cities don't really necessarily develop their own twangs.
Yeah.
Also, all of the places where people live are in very small areas of the country. That could also be.
But yeah, it was just baffling. This guy. That make it sound so different, despite living relatively so close together. And I was like, yeah, no, I grew up in Cornwall mostly, and I pointed to my friend, and he grew up in Gloucester, and he's like, I honestly thought you would have been from two different ends of the country. I was like, nah, nah, we're not.
I don't think I sound like I'm from Liverpool. Well, the Liverpool region. I don't hear it at all. I've got what I like to call posh Scouse accent. Very, very loose elements of Merseyside coming through. Just the way I say some words.
Yeah, like in particular Merseyside. You could hear it a little bit with. Yeah, you could hear a little bit with saying Merseyside.
But I can, I think the accent does come on harder when I've had a few. Also, I go very Scouse when I'm not anywhere near Liverpool. Like, the further away I am from Liverpool, the more it comes on, which is kind of weird.
I'm the same. So again, this is at the same time. I was up in London, and I noticed that my A's and R's were very pronounced. Like, very pronounced. Like, almost to the point where it sounded almost like I was deliberately trying to speak like a pirate.
To be fair, I can hear a little bit of Somerset coming in there. I noticed.
Fuck off, that's not Somerset, that's Jana.
I like cider drinking, I do.
But yeah, so I noticed that like my A's and R's were becoming a lot more pronounced. I'm like, it took considerable effort to not roll them, if almost,
Yeah.
or to not drag them out.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a friend, because we went out drinking one night, and then the next day all went out for a meal. And it was just like, yeah, this is. And we were just talking about the night before, and it was like, yeah, it was a bit weird. Like, I guess I could kind of really sort of feel the Cornish come out a little bit last night. And they were like, what do you mean? It's like just talking to people and noticing, like, trying really hard not to make, not to make my R's sound like that,
No, when I went to Glasgow, after a few drinks, I could hear myself doing this, my key started being like. I was like, oh shit, no, don't do it, don't do it.
I think obviously you spend. I'm assuming you spend a lot of your time in the Liverpool area.
Yeah.
So that becomes normal. Like, you talking to other people who have the same accent.
Yeah.
You don't notice what your accent is actually like. And then you go outside of that area, and all of a sudden, that's all you can hear.
Yeah. I don't think that I've got a Scouse accent, but apparently, to anyone who's not from Merseyside, they do hear, oh, there's a Scouser over there.
It is there, and it is subtle, but it's not. I don't.
It's not obvious.
It's not so bad. It sounds like you're trying to jam German radios in the wall. Yeah. Like there is a little bit there, and like the same with me. Like I must. There must be moments where I do, it does sound very piratey, something that I say. But it's not. Yeah, it's not the only thing I hear, and it's not all the time.
Yeah, I would class your accent as, from a northern point of view, southern. But
and that's entirely fair.
Well spoken and very difficult to pinpoint exactly where you're from.
Yeah. I think also a lot of that is I think I've developed more of a sort of generic, homogenized British accent on the internet.
Yeah.
So you'll talk to me and understand that, yes, I am British. But you wouldn't be able to pinpoint an exact location unless you knew intimately the different British accents.
Right, I've done the white. The white is done. We have white bits. Good, including on the back where there's a missile launcher. Nice. Obviously, the white's not perfect, but it won't be because I'm going to null it. It's going to get nulled to within an inch of its life. Then I will fix it. Right, what else are we doing? Gonna need the metal colours and then the gold. Lead Belcher and then Balthazar. It's the Lead Belcher I think that works, even though it looks like it's split completely.
Oh, have you not managed to replace it yet?
I've not been to a Games Workshop for months. Last time I was in one was in Warhammer World, up in Nottingham.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it's down in Nottingham from where I'm from, isn't it? No, I think it's up. It's across anyway. To the opposite side of the country.
Yeah.
So is it New York, Nottingham?
I think so.
Yeah.
So look at a map, shall we?
Yeah, we got the gone up and down there on the train pretty easy. That was nice. Good day out there, to be fair. Would recommend it.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah. What if you're so inclined, you fancy going along?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went around the exhibit a few times actually. You buy the card once, and you can go as many times as you like.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nottingham from Liverpool is east and then south a bit.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, that's from Liverpool proper. Like,
yeah, which is where we go from, because it's for me. I can either go through Chester to places, which I do if I'm going to like Wales or down south, along the west coast. But if I'm going anywhere further than that, it's a Liverpool jobby.
Yeah.
Lime Street's just connected to everywhere, basically.
So your main station, is it?
Yeah, well, it's the main station going out of Liverpool. If you're staying on the sort of the Northern Line or the Intercity Line, Liverpool Central and Moorfields, I think it is, are the best places to switch. So if I'm going to Southport, I'll change at Central. Which I do occasionally have to do because I've got grandparents that live up there.
Oh.
Well, I did. Now I've got grandparents singular.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't like to go and see her anymore because it's very sad.
You should.
I know.
I was thinking about going to see my grandparents this week, but they're not at home. They're on holiday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're in Tenerife getting a bit of winter sun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I don't know where my nan is at the minute. She could be anywhere. She's got the old dementia.
Oh.
Yeah. But she's happy enough where she is.
Is she aware that she's got it?
What, sorry?
Is she aware that she's got it?
No. Not aware of some. It depends on the day, to be fair, I think.
Yeah. I feel that's just that is literally just dementia in a nutshell. It just depends on the day.
Yeah. Some days she wakes up and she's back to her old self and she wants to go to the garden centre and have a coffee. Other days, yeah, she doesn't know who we are.
Yeah.
But she thinks she's 12 again. And she doesn't know what the hell mobile phones are, so she's looking at people with mobile phones going, what the fuck is going on? What are they doing with that strange device? Then other days she thinks she still lives in her old house and tries to go back.
Yeah.
Weird.
This is going to sound really callous, but you also have to understand that this is to do with my own family.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose one of my great uncles soon.
Yeah.
Mainly because he's in his mid-70s now, or late 70s. Late 70s. And he has, I think it's throat cancer.
Oof.
And COPD.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's been a smoker for like 60 years, so fair play to him. And his wife's a little bit older than him. I think she's just turned 80. Yeah. But she's got like full dementia.
Jeez.
Like he's basically her full-time carer. And it's there's sort of like a something quite bittersweet because my mum took. This is my mum's parents I'm talking about.
Yeah.
My granddad doesn't have any family. He doesn't have any family left. Like he hasn't for decades.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Right.
But my grandma, her mum, died maybe 15 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Which is not bad considering at the time my grandma was 65. You know, and she was the third child out of 4. So it's not as if, she's done pretty well for herself. But yeah, but my mum took, obviously her mum, my grandma, and her husband, my granddad, up to see my grandma's siblings again, sort of spend a weekend with them, because they haven't done it in years. I think the last time they were all in the same room together was my grandma's mum, my great grandma's 90th birthday or 80th birthday, I think it was.
Yeah.
Which was a long time ago now. So it was really good for my grandma to see sort of her siblings for the first time in forever. Not just like one at a time, but like sort of make a weekend of it almost.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit bittersweet because it's like there's a good chance that'll be the last time she sees her younger brother.
Oh dear.
Before he passes, because they're I think either he's been treated for this cancer for so long, or because he has this cancer and COPD, the doctors are just like,
it's a bad combo.
We can treat it, but your quality of life is going to suffer so much because of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. It's going to be very weird to.
I mean, there's a. If they were a cat, you'd probably, we can't do that with humans, can we?
Yeah, I know, but again, like as I said, like my great uncle was his wife's carer, so
yeah,
I think he wants to try and keep her out of the home as long as he can.
Crikey.
Before the inevitable, shall we say. I mean, who knows? He might go into spontaneous remission for his cancer. You never know. Like,
weird things have happened, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's normally me. It's normally me with the weird medical thing.
Oh dear.
Yeah, how are you not dead? I have no idea.
Oh, it's a miracle. Is it? It doesn't feel like a miracle.
It doesn't feel like one. Yeah, it's only me that's got the weird fucking shenanigans going on with her health. Oh god, how am I going to paint this bit? Is a very good question. Did I not undercoat the front?
No,
I didn't. Like a genius. Yeah, so the front of... I'm actually doing some painting now. I finished assembling.
Way.
Yeah. I think I was supposed to undercoat this. Because that's supposed to sit on the front.
Yeah.
Like so.
But you didn't.
Not like that. Yeah, but I didn't. Oh
well. You have to undercoat
exactly.
it with the paint. Normal paint.
Yeah. Oh, that means I've got to go digging in my box of paints.
Not ideal, but it's fine.
Yes. My box of paints.
You can see my box of paints here.
Yeah.
I use it to rest everything on.
They can pop off of it.
Right, I really need to wash this brush, but there's like a bit that I've missed.
Not my black.
Wash. Right, this piece of kitchen roll is now screaming for mercy. I should probably give it some and get a new one.
Change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a paint. I got a kitchen roll that's looking at that as well. Right. There's black contrast, which is great, but not what I need.
And I do have a second here. There we go. I came prepared.
Yeah.
Right, I've got one more colour to do, and then it's tidying, and then building. That looks right there.
Oh. There we go, bad and black.
Having a look at the front of this, and I'm just wondering if we've got too much white.
No,
hey, Kenny, welcome in. How are you doing?
Not after you wash it down, I don't think. Hello, welcome in.
This is Kenny. How are you doing, Kenny? It's fine. No, it's not Sunday. It's Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Feels like Sunday because I was off yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How was your how's your 4-day work week going?
It's going very well, thank you very much. I spent all of yesterday playing Satisfactory, and it was a satisfactory way to spend a Friday, I must say.
Hey.
Oh man, you're charging your car so you can get home. Are you on one of those dodgy electric ones now? With the four mile range.
Electric vehicles, unless they're Tesla.
I mean, I don't mind electric vehicles, but they only make sense. They only really make sense if you live in a city, in my opinion. Because I know Canny lives out in the sticks a lot, so like having an electric vehicle would suck there. Like if you live more than like 20 miles from the nearest like civilization, an electric car ain't gonna work.
They're not that bad. You get
well, no, but you know,
like 200 miles.
You don't want to get caught short. Like, you know, imagine you've got to do like a round trip that means you have to go to the supermarket, then into the town, and then back. So it's like 20 miles away from town. Then so that's 40 miles there and back, and then you've got to drive around the city. You know, you're pushing the limit of the range there, especially since there's like in this country anyway, there is zero infrastructure in towns and cities for charging your car whilst you're out and about.
They are getting there.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, there are a couple of car parks my way that specifically have electric vehicle.
Bloody Southerners, man. With your posh car parks.
They are not posh. These car parks should have been knocked down like 20 years ago from all the concrete cancer.
Well, let me just tell you that I don't know a single car park that has a working electronic charger around me. The Asda near me has got electric chargers, but they've been broken since they were put in, and they've not been working for years.
Well, that sounds like it's either Asda's problem or there's a serious vandalism problem that they haven't sorted out.
I hate to say it, but we are near Liverpool.
I don't want to cast aspersions on people from Liverpool, however...
I'm allowed to say it because I live near it. If there is copper going, it will be taken.
Oh yeah, same here. And lead.
Yeah. You've got lots of charges around here in Sweden. You see, Sweden... more civilized country, I would say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We are absolute beasts in the UK.
We are.
Friday nights we go out and we have fights. That's the way to do it.
And Saturday. A friend of mine used to live. You know how you get like those shops? So you might have like a bank on like the first floor, and then like on the ground floor, and then like first, second, third, fourth is like housing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to. They used to live in. Her and at the time her partner used to live in one of those buildings.
Yeah.
And it overlooked what was at that time like the busiest street in my city.
Yeah.
For nightlife.
Oh, Fight Central.
And yeah, just until like starting about 8 o'clock at night, depending on the occasion, until like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was just police and fights and just general noise.
Oh man,
I'm amazed they got any sleep, to be honest. Like, I also stay around there long enough times that I'm surprised I got any sleep there.
I think you just tune it out, don't you?
Yeah, you kind of do. After a while.
Yeah. One of the people I met from the streaming world. A fellow streamer, Beardbow Baggins, who actually isn't called that anymore. He's called Get Heavy UK. He does music streams and that, but he used to do. In fact, I think he still does actually. He does the CCTV in Newcastle.
That's his day job.
Yeah, that's his day job between the streamings, and oh my god, the stories he could tell you. That would be a fun job, I think.
Yeah. That's a good thing about living in the woods, calm and quiet. Yeah.
It is, but it's boring. I wouldn't cope. I don't think.
You need the hubbub of urban life, don't you?
I need to be able to go to the shop when I'm, and get a few beers at a moment's notice.
Oh, okay, that was close.
What happened?
Well, my knife fell off my table.
You have 2 kilometers to the shop. You see, can't do that. Can't do that. 2 kilometers.
I almost just speared myself in the net.
Ooh, with a knife.
Yeah. Yeah, the fucking knife fell off the table. I didn't realise what it was until I had a look. I went, oh yeah, that was my knife.
So how did this happen? Yeah, just
It fell off the table.
A little bit of self-castration there.
Yes, of course it did. Like, why else would I take a knife to my fucking family jewels?
Oh dear me.
I think I was doing that willingly, I wouldn't be in some form of psychiatric hell. Bike distance. I debate having a bike again, but then I realise I've got nowhere to bloody put it, so I live in a block of flats.
I mean, to be fair, 2 kilometers is walking distance easily. It's just it would take about an hour round trip. It's just too much.
I mean, it sort of depends. I know, apart from today, because I didn't really have the time to do it today. I know this is fucking minuscule distance compared to 2 kilometers, but I will walk to an entirely different shop to pick up energy drinks. Because the little metro shop next to me used to sell a pack of 5 for $4.75, which is a pack of 4 Monster. And in the last, so just before the lockdowns happened, it was $4.75. It's now $6.50 for 4 cans of Monster, which is absurd because it's Monster.
I mean, I can't drink the stuff myself.
That's fair. I need caffeine, sugar, and nicotine to get through the day.
I mean, I have caffeine, but I have it in the form of 1 million cups of tea.
Which is probably the same, if not more, than the amount of caffeine that I drink.
Yeah, but it's delivered slower, and your blood pressure doesn't spike as high.
Oh, I remember. So I got a fucking text from my GP. Oh, you're in the high blood pressure group. Oh, great. Now what?
Maybe give the old million cups of tea a try. Because
I would. I did. I used, honestly. There was a point where I went through. By honest to God, I think I would easily go through a 4-pint thing of carton of milk in 2 days from the amount of tea that I was drinking.
Yeah.
And I don't have my tea very milky, not at all. It just got bad. It got to the point where I was at college at the time, and I was doing carpentry. I'd wake up at 6, have a shower, get ready, and by the time I left my house at 7:30, I'd already had 4 cups.
You see,
and I'm not talking your standard mug sort of size. I'm talking a pint-sized mug. I had a literal stein that I was drinking tea out of, and I had 4 of them before I'd even left for college.
Oh man. Yeah,
it got bad.
The way I do it is just to get away from my desk. One on the hour every hour when I'm working.
Yeah, that's fair.
When I'm streaming, it's every hour and a half-ish.
Yeah. Well, working's a bit different because you're not. I get, streaming, you're sat down doing something.
Yeah, admin, boring.
Yeah, it's also a mental break as well.
Yeah.
If you're at work, because I know that I've had to take. So I volunteer on Mondays at the moment.
Nice. I used to volunteer.
I need something on my resume. I fucking need something on my CV. That's the issue. I've got nothing on my CV because I've been so ill for so long. And I said that when because they interview you before you volunteer. It's like, look, you know, I need something on my CV because it's getting harder and harder to explain why I have such a bigger and bigger gap.
Yeah.
And it's like because I've been so unwell for so long. So that's why I'm interested in volunteering. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's cool, you know. That's why a lot of people sort of volunteer.
Yeah, I mean, I came out of university during the sort of the depression, wasn't it? The banking crisis. So
the 2008 mortgage crisis.
Pretty much, yeah. It was the tail end of that, and basically no one was hiring, and so I volunteered just because I was going absolutely crazy. And then they took me on 1 day a week. It was at first, so I was still claiming benefits, and then they took me on for 2 days a week doing different things, and then I ended up doing all of their data for the council. And so I ended up there for, I think it was 3 days a week, and then I found another job. But it was, it's exactly that. You know, getting something on your CV, then you can start applying for proper jobs, sort of thing. It's
yeah. But at the moment, I'm still training. So basically what I'm doing at the moment, as I have done for the last month or so, is I'm turning up, doing e-learning for 8 hours, and then going home.
Yeah.
Because things that I need to know, and unfortunately, it's not stuff that I can be. It's not stuff you can demonstrate or stuff that you can be shown or do it yourself. It's like legal. Well, not just legal shenanigans. There's also like, you know, diversity and impartiality and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's sort of really difficult to sort of demonstrate those compared to actually doing the position I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
But I need to get through all this e-learning. And there are moments where I realise that I've been sat in front of this laptop for 3 hours and I'm going for a break. And I'll just go outside. I go out the back of the building, just walk around the car park on my vape for 15 minutes. Just because I need that mental break. Or if I feel like there was one week where I felt like I genuinely felt myself continuously nodding off at my desk.
Oh, I've done that lots.
Yeah, so I was like, right, I'm just going to go for a quick walk. And I spent 5 minutes potted around the car park just to give myself, just to get the blood pumping, you know.
Yeah.
So I wasn't falling asleep.
Boredom's a bitch. It's the worst bit of my job, boredom.
Yeah. It's kind of that, and also like I don't do very well just being told to sit and read for 8 hours. Like it does genuinely fall asleep. If I can't get to sleep, I read.
What's this? Kenny had the same feeling when he had learning at CPC courses. At some point you just read and take in nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only so much e-learning you can do in a day.
Yeah, the thing is that each one of these courses is only supposed to take like an hour.
Yeah.
But for me, they take all day, partly because I keep making bloody notes. Because it does help me remember things, and it sort of helps cement it just that little bit better than just reading it.
Yeah.
So really, I should have been done with this course by now.
Yeah.
But because I keep making notes in order to try and get it to stick, and I do reread those notes, like when I'm not at volunteering, just to try and keep it.
Well, you see,
so
I trained to do teaching, adult adult learning, and
all right.
I think that you're probably not you're not a learner that can just read. Have you tried? I mean, obviously, if you're a kinesthetic learner, which is like you have to do the thing in order to learn the thing, which, to be honest, I am that. Then you might need to, do some practical learning. But it can help to listen rather than read.
Okay, great. Where's the place?
If there's an audio version of the course,
This one has the
No, there isn't, unfortunately.
yeah, that certain people can't learn by reading. They have to either do or hear it, or being explained to them.
I have noticed this. I'm a bit of an everything learner.
Okay.
I need to see it. I need to do it. I need to read about it. I need to listen to instructions. I need to do all of it.
Yeah.
I've noticed sort of that as I've. I don't want to say when I become an adult, because that's when you're 18.
Yeah.
At least in the eyes of the law, and you still have like neuroplasticity, so you still can learn things really easily.
Yeah.
But I've noticed, like, sort of after 25, that has gone. So I need the. Oh, excuse me. I need to do everything in order to get it to stick.
Yeah.
And I noticed that as I've gotten older, I'm trying to, like, painting techniques, for example, are a good example. Trying to learn new painting techniques for Warhammer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, right, I need to do it, I need to try it, I need to listen, I need to watch it in order to try and get the basics down.
Yeah. See, for me, I'll read how it's supposed to be done, and then I'll give it a go. But it's only by giving it a go that I learn the ins and outs.
Oh, this is how it's actually done, sort of thing.
Yeah. So I'll learn. I'll sort of listen. I'll read someone sort of explaining, sort of how to do something. I might even watch a video of someone doing it, but it's only when I actually try it myself that I sort of understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I think
about 40 minutes with a 7-minute break is recommended for learning when your brain is functioning normal. My brain hasn't functioned normal ever.
Man.
I'm having spoken to a bunch of friends who have had ADHD diagnoses, especially later in life.
Yeah.
It's sort of.
You think you might be on there?
I think I might have it, but at the same time, like, do I have it because I'm looking for it, or do I have it because I genuinely have it?
I think the thing that most people misunderstand is that every single person is somewhere on that spectrum, and everyone has certain traits that are, ADHD and autism traits. Everyone has some of those. It's, you get diagnosed when you've got, like, a lot of them, you know what I mean? Or all of them.
Yeah.
Not everyone has all of them. Not everyone who's been diagnosed with ADHD has all of them. Some people, everyone's autism and ADHD is different. But it is a spectrum. It's not a, it's not a switch.
Yeah, it's not a yes you do, no you don't kind of thing.
Exactly. It's a, we think you have a lot of strong, traits that would lead you to this, and to be honest, categorization is only useful for medication.
Yeah.
They only put you in the ADHD box so that they can give you ADHD medication. If you don't,
Which is basically just prescription meth.
Kinda, yeah.
No, that's what Ritalin is. It's amphetamines.
Yeah.
It's honestly meth.
Yeah.
See, with the morphine, it's heroin.
Indeed. But yeah, it's there's various different ADHD medications. Ritalin's like the basic one, but there's uppers and downers and all sorts of things. It depends on the kind of ADHD, the kind of disorder that you have. It's
what flavor of neurospiciness you have?
Exactly. Like, some people can't get their brains to shut the fuck up, and they need heavy, like, downers that stop their brains from talking for a moment so that they can think. Others,
I don't know where I'd sit on that spectrum, but I'm not, I'm not a qualified person, so.
No.
I don't know if if it's too much going on in my head or not enough.
I don't know. I never have problem getting to sleep, so I'm definitely not. You know, when it's bedtime, I will just go lights out, bye, sleep.
Yeah. I do have issues with sleep. I've always had issues with sleep.
Yeah. My missus is very jealous because sometimes, like, I'll be literally sitting there thinking of nothing. There's nothing going on in my head, and I'm just
I can do that. No, just nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems. I got to point out that does seem to be a bit more of like. I don't want to say a man trait, but definitely a more masculine trait. Just been able to sit there in silence, doing nothing, saying nothing, thinking about nothing.
Sweet nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets annoyed because she's like, I wish my brain would give me a second to think, to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been diagnosed with ADHD.
It's weird that women tend to be diagnosed a lot later in life than men.
Yeah, and I think it's more because when you're young, young boys, it's very, very obvious when they're on the spectrum. Whereas women get a lot of, they get a pass for a lot of social faux pas. If you get what I mean, like men are always taught to, you know, be more engaging in social situations, whereas women are expected not to take the lead in a lot of respects. So sometimes it won't be obvious.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's still messy, but I think that is good enough for the pre-wash.
I think it is as well. It looks really good. Well done.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick the arms on now if I can find the manual. Hopefully the manual is in here. Change done. You'll be back when you get home. Charge done even. Alright, safe drive home, Canny.